Enga PPC denies being sidelined. Courts deal with election counting petitions. And East Sepik Regional counting delayed.
This is National EMTV News with Mary Bartolo.
A very good evening. Thank you for joining us for Wednesday's news. Enga Provincial Police Commander, Acting Superintendent George Kakas, has brushed aside rumors on Facebook alleging he had been sidelined. He urged social media users to be careful when posting false statements online, as it might create bigger issues. Kakas said the allegations against him were baseless and he is performing his duty as the PPC for Enga.
Rumors on Facebook stated that Enga PPC was alleged to be involved with the sitting governor and hijacked 26 boxes for the Pilikambi LLG in Layaga Pogera electorate, 13 boxes for the regional and 13 for the open. The Facebook allegation stated that because of his involvement in the hijacking of these boxes, he was sidelined by his superiors.
I'd like to say that all these social media allegations which are in the Facebook and PNG blog are all unfounded, all lies, cooked up by people, by candidates and some supporters who may be disgruntled because things were not going the way they wanted it. They were conducting illegal activities to probably hijack boxes. They did not want certain ballot papers to come into the counting room, but the security forces were out in full strength to prevent that from happening. That is why you can see all these false rumors.
Kakas cleared the air that at that time, as the head of the security forces in Enga province, he visited volatile areas such as Kandep and Layagam. At around 5 p.m., he arrived at Layagam station to find out that there was no security force present to take the boxes out of Layagam. For safety reasons, Kakas said he directed the joint security forces to transport the 26 boxes for Pilikambi area to Wabek police station, as there was an election-related death at the nearby village at Kasap in Mulitaka.
It was going to be dark very soon, so they had to start gearing up to collect all the boxes. So when I saw that the ARO and RO were not there, I directed the men on the ground. There were several teams of Southern Islands mobile squad units, about three sections, 3 vehicles, my own Layagam police station, and a couple of other police personnel. We started driving to Pilikambi to start rounding up all the boxes from that far end, from the border of Kandep and Layagam, and making our way back to Layagam police station.
Kaka said the rumor was false and he is still the provincial police commander and is still in charge of the operations in the province. Vasinata Yama, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
Candidates from Northern Province have aired concerns about how counting is being conducted. They believe that there is a possible rigging of votes in both the Northern Regional and Ijivitari open seats. Their concerns come as scrutineers report that they have been harassed and suppressed from carrying out their responsibilities.
The concerned candidates recently gathered to open up about their worries to the media, as they say authorities have completely ignored them. Incumbent Ijivitari MP, now running for the Northern Regional seat, David Arore, said scrutineers have been suppressed in the counting venues and are not allowed to question any suspected irregularities.
We are very surprised with the manner in which the counting is proceeding. First of all, it is going so fast that our scrutineers do not have time to question. Our scrutineers are not even checking the ballot papers to confirm whether it belongs to this candidate or the other candidate. Our scrutineers have not been given the opportunity to dispute ballot papers.
Regional candidate and former Oro Provincial Administrator Owen Awaita is concerned that in every count, the number of ballot papers for the Ijivitari open seat and its corresponding regional box do not add up.
In this instance, we have 5 boxes counted already. And EGV five box and regional's 5 box should balance naturally. If it does not, then something is not right, which is the case that we're disputing now. And so we cannot sit back and watch it go through, because by the time it concludes, it's too late for us to air our concerns.
This is why we have decided that we want this counting to stop. We want the quality check by an independent group, especially on count 1 to 9.
Recount all the papers in public outside. If many can do it outside in the open air, what are we hiding from? They will be only happy to see all those 5 papers, boxes, all counted again, because I think some weird things had happened.
Scrutineers of candidates have also found broken seals near a polling station in one of the rural wards. They say serial numbers of inner and outer seals of ballot boxes are never read out, and so scrutineers are unable to verify their information. They say their scrutineers are not allowed near the counters and sorters, and so are also unable to verify signatures of presiding officers on the ballot papers. Deli Waigeno, National, EMTV News.
Justice Colin McKyle said the court should not be taking on the role of electoral officials. He said this after presiding over election petitions this morning at the National Court. Sarah Aupong was there.
It was a full morning of election-related matters before Justice Colin McKyle today. Some lawyers were there to withdraw their clients' cases, as was the case for Byron Chen, who has lost the Namatanai seat. A candidate up in the Southern Highlands questioned the legitimacy of the provincial returning officer and sought to restrain him from any further duties. This case was refused. Another one, specifically on the Yalebu Pangia returning officer, questioned the returning officer's authority to allow voting on a Sunday. This case is adjourned because there is a similar case before the Supreme Court. But it wasn't just rulings that Justice McKyle dished out this morning. He also gave advice to lawyers, specifically on precedent cases relating to disputed ballot boxes and the importance between lodging an objection with the returning officer as opposed to presenting petitions. Sarah Aupong, National, EMTV News.
Counting for the Morobe Regional continues today with ballot boxes from Bulolo District. Pangu's Ginson Sano is leading, followed by United Party candidate Luther Wenge. Preliminary counts for the lay open concluded yesterday and quality checks are being conducted.
Counting for the Morobe Regional seat continues with more than 100 ballot boxes to go. Boxes from the Nawa, Minyamya and Markham districts are yet to be counted. Pangu Party's Ginson Saonu now leads with more than 10,000 votes ahead of former Governor Luther Wenge. Saonu took the top spot with votes from Burum Kuat and gained numbers from the Tewai Siasi and Bulolo districts, areas where Pangu candidates have already been declared. Wenge runs in second with 24,016 votes, followed by independent candidate Kemas Tomala and the incumbent Akeli Naru. The counting of primary votes for the lay open seat ended yesterday after count 51. Quality checks are now being conducted.
If things work out well, we should start the elimination about Thursday, Friday, and we should be able to declare maybe during the weekend.
After the final count, independent candidate John Rosso kept his lead with 5,323 votes, followed by Sena Goroborgen on 2,721 and Valentine Buri. Sitting member Lujaya Koza runs in 15th place with 729 votes after count 51. Lucy Kopana, National, EMTV News, Leh.
Counting processes in the country have been progressing well, according to Chief Ombudsman Michael Dick. Ombudsman Commission officers have been overseeing the running of elections nationwide to ensure processes are being followed by officials. The Chief Ombudsman was in Leh today, observing at Morobe's Central Counting Centre. He said that today, that although the Ombudsman Commission is present to oversee processes. Grievances and disputes are the responsibility of the Electoral Commission to deal with.
What we are doing is basically to provide the oversight with the aim of ensuring that there is compliance in what they are doing. And if there is any inconsistency, if there is any issues for disputes and all that, it will be dealt with within the Electoral Commission laws. And citizens have the right to, dispute whatever they see is not right.
Writs for Namatanai and Como Magarima Open were returned to Electoral Commissioner Patiles Gamato this afternoon. Upon receiving the writs, Commissioner Gamato thanked the returning officers and hopes other electorates will do the same. The members-elect for Namatanai and Como Magarima were present to witness the occasion.
At around 2 p.m. this afternoon, returning officer for Como Magarima, Stuart Paragua, presented the Como Magarima writ to the head of the Electoral Commission. Also present were declared Taripori MP James Marape and Koroba Lake Kopiago member-elect Petrus Thomas. Makiba also maintained that he had no links to political parties, but he says he will decide soon.
The member for Koroba Kopiago, Petrus Thomas, and the coming governor for Hela. People have seen us together. The reason for us being together is mainly to drive the interests of Hela forward. We have issues that need to be addressed together as one.
His first priority is to help improve service delivery in the district and address LNG issues. Half an hour later, member-elect for Namatanai, Walter Snowbald, and Namatanai returning officer Benjamin Cleawi presented the writ to Mr. Gamato. Walter Snowbald polled 20,474 out-sitting mining minister Byron Chan, who had held the seat for 15 years.
My first line of business as member for Namatanai will be calling in all public servants for a meeting to determine what is the situation in Namatanai right now. Where is the issues? Where is our problem?
Electoral Commissioner Patiles Gamato thanked the elected MPs and ROs who had successfully seen the election process completed despite minor hiccups.
I'm confident that despite all the critics, the 2017 national election will not be a failure. The LPV system that we use is capable of delivering members of parliament.
21 MPs have been declared at this time of broadcast. Out of the 21, 6 have returned their writs. Jack Lapave Jr., National EMTV News.
Electoral Commissioner Patiles Gamato hopes all counting will be completed and declarations done before the date of the return of writs. Speaking last night on MTV's Your Vote program, Mr. Gamato says if delays do occur, the Electoral Commission will seek an extension from the head of state.
I hope that we can complete it by 24th. Okay. But if we don't, then I will advise the head of state to extend a little bit, allow for additional 5 days so that it reaches that 21 days required under the law for counting. So in that way, we can allow others to come in. Okay. But I'm just watching the figures now, hoping that by Friday that should happen. If not by Friday, I'll provide advice to the head of state.
You're with National EMTV News. We'll have more after these messages. Stay tuned. Welcome back to National EMTV News. Time now to take a look at progressive results from around the country, and we begin in the National Capital District. For the NCD regional seat, after count 239, Poes Pakop is in the lead 26,962, ahead of Andy Bawa 14,275, Michael Kandiu 11,387. To counting for Mosby Northwest, after count 112, Semekere Morata is still in the lead 9,156. Joseph Tonde is currently second, 6,470. Lohia Samuel third, 6,120. For Mosby Northwest, Counting was halted this afternoon while Metropolitan Superintendent Ben Turi addressed scrutineers on their behavior during the counting process. Over to Mosby Northeast, and after count 97, John Kaupa is in the lead 4,949, ahead of sitting MP Labi Amayu 4,661. Joe Sarga is running third, 4,572. To Central Province, and Abao and Rigo Open electorates have been conducting final checks and are expected to begin eliminations. And for the regional seat, eliminations have begun. For this, we will bring you updates on counting tomorrow. To the Kairukuhiri Open, after count 35, Peter Isoaimo is in the lead 10,498, ahead of Paru Aihi 8,281, Stephen Manai 6,907. To counting for Goilala Open, after count 35, William Samb is in the lead 5,097, Alex Robert second 2,284, Bruce Mamando 2,206. To counting in Northern Province, for the Northern Regional seat, after count 34, Gary Jufa is in the lead 25,030, Jean Pakop 5,825, Mark Bayai 3,940. To counting in Medang Province, and for the Medang Open seat, after count 56, Pangu Party candidate Brian Kremer is in the lead 14,321. PNC candidate and sitting MP Nixon Duban is currently second, 9,892. Sigrid Beshel is third, 3,192. To counting for Bogia Open, after count 20, Robert Naguri is in the lead 3,973, David Wama 3,816, Dr. Frederick Kambual 1,944. To counting in East Sepik Province, and for Maprik Open, John Simon, the sitting member, is now in the lead 12,265, ahead of Gabriel Capris 7,307, Sir Peter Lus 5,827. To counting for Wewak Open, after count 23, Jim Simitab is in the lead 5,216, Kevin Isufu is running second 4,007, Sylvester Pokajam 3,823. To Western Highlands Province, and for the Western Highlands Regional seat, after count 35, Pius Wingti is in the lead 34,177, Wairapa 26,112, John Nongor 22,133. To counting for Hagen Open, after count 64, William Duma 28,464, James Pook 5,451, Luke Matthew 4,385. To counting for Mulbaya Lumusa Open, after count 95, Koi Trape 20,625, Sunny Rambi 11,140, David Morris 9,539. Day Open, after count 64, Tui Ekil 5,886, Wesley Nukundi 4,999, Stephen Pim 3,333. To counting for Tambul Nebilia, after count 73, Benjamin Popanawa 13,201, Paul Mawa 12,930, Windaki 12,065. To Southern Highlands Province, and for the Southern Highlands Regional seat, after count 137, William Powi is in the lead 26,592, Joseph Kobol 16,946, Jerry Kiwai 14,958. To counting for Imbongu Open, after count 87, Francis Awesa 8,896, Pilani Ningi 8,546, Stephen Temo 5,838. To Kagua Erave Open, after count 64, James Laguerre 5,973, Maino Pano 5,392. Joel Raitano 5,153. Tumendi Open after count 91, Michael Nali 12,813, Deke Wanu 11,418, Isaac Joseph 10,084. To counting for Nipa Kutubu Open after count 79, Philemon Mbel 9,691, Jeffrey Komal 8,572, Billy Joseph 6,041. To Hela Province and for the Hela Regional seat after the 16th exclusion, Philip Undialo 44,377. Francis Potape has now moved to second place, 34,626. Dr. Hawali Hamia has dropped to third, 34,387. To the New Guinea Islands region and in East New Britain for the East New Britain regional seat after the 5th exclusion, Seleo Dion 14,711, Naki Kuskonga 13,347, Sinai Brown 11,991. To Kokopo Open after the 16th exclusion, Eramanto Binding Jr. 5,434, Emil Tamur 5,117, Comet Malari 4,120. To counting in New Island Province and for Kavieng Open after the 16th exclusion, Ian Lingstaki 7,773, Ben Micah 6,044, Martin Aini 3,828. To the Autonomous Region of Bougainville and after the conclusion of the regional counts for South, Central and North, they will go into quality checks and elimination. The race is now on for the top candidates who have collected the highest votes in all three electorates. At the moment, Joe Lera is in the lead, 23,697, ahead of Patrick Nisera, 21,432. And quality checks for the North Bougainville Open seat have been completed, with the elimination process set to begin at 6 p.m. local time. All counting officials will be briefed before the process continues at the Hudzana Oval. And here are how the parties are faring as of this afternoon, with the number of declared MPs so far. The People's National Congress has 8 declared members. Pangu Party has 5 members, all of them from Morabe Province. The National Alliance Party has 2 declared members. 2 independents have been elected, and for the minor parties, a member each, so a total of 4 members declared for minor parties. And now a look at the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.3145 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.307, $0.385 Australian dollars, $0.2627 euro, and 34.08 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa, and copper closed higher, gold closed lower. Palm oil closed unchanged, crude oil and copper closed higher. And on the stock markets, the Dow Jones closed 54 points lower, the ASX closed 51 points higher, and the All Ordinaries closed 47 points higher. Here with National EMTV News, we'll have some news from overseas after these messages. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the news. Quality checks for the East Sepik Regional seat have been delayed after scrutineers failed to turn up at the counting venue in Wewak. However, East Sepik election manager Kila Ralai told EMTV News he is confident of delivering the elections on time and have a candidate for the regional seat declared by Sunday.
Quality checks for the East Sepik Regional seat were supposed to start at 2 p.m. this afternoon, following the election manager giving the green light to start with boxes from the Wasaragawi district. But after 2 p.m. there were no signs of scrutineers at the counting venue, including boxes from other districts.
I have decided to proceed with the quality check because we have 4 open electorates complete the count together with the provincial counts, and I already received the ballot boxes from for the provincial counts for Wasaragawi Open, and that process is now delayed a bit because we're still waiting for the scrutineers to come in. They got a message. We're supposed to start at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Unfortunately, we're still waiting for the scrutineers to come in. So,
the election manager also said he's expecting a number of petitions from candidates contesting the seat.
I also received verbal notice that I will be expecting a petition from the provincial candidates. I don't know what the petitions all about, but they already indicate some bullet points where they will present in written.
The East Sepik Regional seat is one where the whole country is watching to see who will become the next governor after Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare. Yesterday, the Grand Chief did not mention any names but said he is looking forward to see who will become the next governor. But whether that will be announced soon, election manager Kila Ralai said by Sunday, PNG will know who will be East Sepik's new governor.
I will still proceed with my quality check, but just expecting the scrutineers to come in, and we will proceed. The petitions, I will receive them, and then we will look at, give us some time to reply on the petitions. I will try my best with my teams for manage we can get it off the way over the weekend to declare the seat before Sunday.
Stanley Ove Jr., National EMTV News, Wewak.
Turning overseas, and as war rages on in Yemen, another disaster is looming. The outbreak of cholera has caused the death of 1,700 so far. We warn viewers the following images may be disturbing.
A disease which should have been left in the 19th century is spreading at a terrifying rate. These UN pictures show this Sana'a hospital overwhelmed with so many victims. They're being treated in corridors. There are 5,000 new cases across Yemen every day. This highly contagious bacterial infection can kill in hours if left untreated. Children pay the highest price, making up 42% of cases and a quarter of fatalities.
In this medical centre, we receive 2 or 3 cases every minute. Most are women or children. They come so late as they have no money, and because of that, their kidneys fail.
As war grinds on, Yemen's infrastructure is in shreds. The UN says all sides are to blame for the cholera outbreak. Broken sanitation and rubbish, an ideal breeding ground. Health workers offer advice, but Yemeni's resilience has been stretched to breaking point.
We ask for medicine, water and food. Sometimes we sleep with nothing to eat. If you search in the villages, you won't find any food. We have nothing.
The UN has received only a third of the funding it needs for the 12 million people facing famine. Officials fear those limited resources will now be diverted to contain cholera. In Sana'a, more cholera arrivals at day's end. After all they've endured, Yemenis see no end in sight to their suffering.
You're watching National EMTV News. Up next, some sporting updates in Trukai Sports. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. We begin with Rugby League, and Stanton Albert will start at prop for SP Hunters as regular prop Nixon Put shifts to the lock position for their round 20 Intra-Super Cup clash against Mackay Cutters. The Hunters coach Michael Mara made the announcement when naming his 20-man squad for this weekend's home game at the National Football Stadium.
Several changes has been made to the Hunters' current 20-man squad after coach Michael Marum named his final train-on squad. Regular prop and hard hitter Albert Wellington has been relegated to the extended bench, while his younger brother Stanton takes up the prop role, shifting in from Nixon Put to lock position, while Moses Maninga and Enoch Maki both rejoining the 20-man squad. The team took a breather away from the playing fields last week due to a bye and came together over the weekend for this week's clash with 8th-placed Mackay Cutters. Backing up from a 38-20 win over Queensland Capras last weekend, the Cutters will be looking to continue on their winning streak. However, Marum's men have defeated the South Queensland lads before with a 36-16 win in round 5 at Stadium Mackay. This match, however, will see the Hunters host the Cutters at the National Football Stadium, which is scheduled for 3 p.m. kickoff this Sunday. Shane Saroya, National EMTV Sports.
PNG High Performance Talent Identification Program held a session with students of Gordon Secondary School in Port Moresby today. The program aims to identify talented individuals as PNG's future representatives.
These 45 students are the third batch from Gordon Secondary School who participated in the talent identification program facilitated by PNG High Performance. They went through both theory and practical exercises tested on speed and ability to move their upper and lower body, and also theory activities like nutrition and hydration intake before and after sporting events. The program is the first of its kind in the country, helping to identify young and upcoming sporting talents.
And I think it's a good program because it helps to identify the talents. I had one of my students take part in the 2015 Pacific Games, who won a bronze medal in a long jump, and he came through one of these programs as well.
PNG High Performance Development Officer Connie Papau says the program on a monthly basis caters to 300 students and 1,100 have come on board this semester.
11 secondary schools have engaged in this program this term, and the number of entries, we believe that about 1,100 kids will definitely come through this program this term, and it's going to be a lot of new kids, and we're looking forward to seeing our great talents and how well the kids can going to go through the program.
So far, 100 students from the program are waiting further tests before scholarship programs can be provided.
Very exciting time for the program itself. We have gone up now to the phase 2 of it, which we have the students that have come through to the last year, term 4, and this year, term 1 and term 2, will all be recalled back to begin the training program. So training program basically focus on the body weight program, and also they'll also be delivered education session once they attend.
The main objective is not only to identify talented individuals as future representatives for the country, but also as good citizens of this nation. Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
After successfully hosting last month's pro boxing tournament, PNG Professional Boxing is already underway with its preparations for September's event. PNG Pro Boxing President Elwin Wafewa says the event already has 10 fighters confirmed. He says their main aim is to provide all pro fighters the exposure in preparation for 2018. Wafewa says as PNG Boxing Federation continues to promote professional boxing in the country, he is calling on individuals and business communities to help support and revive professional boxing in Papua New Guinea. You're with Trukai Sports. We'll have more after these messages. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. To the ICC Women's World Cup, England is the first to book its ticket to the grand final after today's semi-final clash against South Africa. The 2-wicket win now makes the prospect of winning the World Cup for the third time on home soil more likely.
How to play it, like she might bowl.
It was Sarah Taylor and Heather Knight's partnership that turned the semis around for England after losing their opening partnership at the hands of South Africa. The 78 runs secured set England on a comfortable pace to a semis win. Natch Kivar and Laura Marshall pulled together a few runs for them, but it was Jennifer Gunn who added another 27 and Anya Shrubsole who brought them home in the last over.
I think South Africa have been brilliant this tournament. I said to Danae at the end, sort of keep getting better, keep improving, because you're doing brilliant things for the game. It's important that the likes of South Africa keep getting better, and as players, we want to play in those tight games. That's how we improve. We haven't had a massive amount of tight games over the last sort of 2 or 3 years.
With 8 for 221 runs in 49.4 overs put on the scoreboard by England, South Africa fought to stay on top but fell short. Captain Dane van Niekerk recorded 27 and was supported by Mignon du Preez with 76 runs and Laura Wolvat with another 66. The South African ladies were only able to get 218 for 6 in the allotted 50. At the post-match interview, an emotional South African captain said falling short of the maiden World Cup win does not make her any less proud of the team and the fight they put up.
Proud can't explain how I feel. You know, we set out a goal and that was to win a World Cup. We came short today, but the character and the fight the team's shown throughout the tournament, I can't fault them. Again, not a lot of people thought we were going to be here, so in that already, I'm very proud of them. Yeah, don't know what else to say, just I guess very disappointed after today.
While South Africa exit, England now turn their attention to the semi-final match between defending champs Australia and India tomorrow. The winner of that match is England's only obstacle to a third World Cup win. Dinros Raiko, National, EMTV Sports.
Police in the USA and Spain are seeking the arrest of the former head of the Brazilian Football Confederation on charges of money laundering and fraud. Ricardo Teixeira, one of 3 CBF presidents indicted in the United States in the FIFA corruption scandal, is wanted in Spain for money laundering allegedly involving financial deals with the Brazilian national team. The USA has sought Teixeira's arrest since 2015, but the Brazilian constitution stating that no citizen will be extradited, international authorities have been unable to bring him before a court. He has professed his innocence to the charges against him. And that ends Trukai Sports. Up next, your weather details for the next 24 hours.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield. Worth doing with Dulux.
Time now for a quick look at the weather for the next 24 hours in the southern region. Fine, becoming cloudy for Port Moresby. Cloudy weather and some showers for Daru, Kerema, Alotau and Popondetta. To the Momase region, rain and showers expected in Ley and Wau. Cloudy with showers for Medang, Wewak and Vanimo. To the New Guinea Islands region, cloudy with some showers expected in Lorengau, Kavieng and Buka. Rain and cloudy weather in Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Goroka, Kundiawa, Mendi and Wabeg, all these major centers can expect cloudy weather and some showers.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield. Worth doing with Dulux.
And that's the news, sports and weather for today, Wednesday, the 19th of July, 2017. Stay tuned for Your Vote 2017 with Neville Choi and Titi Gabi as they speak to National Alliance Party President Walter Schnobelt coming up.